Hi Henry, Professor Ball here. How's it going? During the course of the semester, you're either going to get comments from me inserted directly into your paper like I did for the first two essays, or you'll get video feedback from me like you are getting now. So the first thing, and hopefully you can hear me over my fan, the first thing that I look at is MLA format. So you do have your last name and your page number, but there needs to be a space between that. And it also has to be up here, 2 spaces above this. So you have your name, my name, the class, and the date, which is good. And then you have your title. So if this is your title, great. If this is the title of the Bryant Gumbel video, you need your own title. All right, so the biggest man. For ages, the athletes with a fit body or a chiseled face have been the most successful athletes in media and have done tremendously well in marketing. But nowadays, it's not the case. Probably a comma there. Nowadays is one word. That's definitely a lower order concern. Bryant Gumbel, a host of a show called Real Sports, claims and explains that all athletes can become well-known and successful in marketing, and not just the ones who are viewed as handsome in society, or attractive or pretty. Shaquille O'Neal has changed the stereotype by becoming tremendously successful in marketing. Bryant, well, it's actually Gumbel, specifies in a segment that the steps that Shaquille O'Neal used to become a likable athlete by society in order to become successful in marketing. By explaining Bryant also uses personal examples as well as facts in order for his video to be reliable. By explaining the purpose, addressing to the audience, and including many examples and facts, Bryant Gumbel effectively uses Shaquille O'Neal as an example to inform that any athlete can become successful in marketing. Okay, good. So you introduce your topic, you introduce the show, and then you have your thesis. So you set this up well. On your end, do you have these big gaps between your paragraphs? They should not be there. Everything should be double spaced and should look like this. All right. The video hosted by Bryant Gumbel is strongly enforced. You probably mean this enforced. Oops. With personal experiences. All right. So, hold on. Okay, personal examples. All right. Period. For example, comma, Bryant Gumbel gets Shaquille O'Neal as well as Shaquille's business partners to explain in an interview how Shaquille became successful in marketing. Shaquille. So, what are some other ways to refer to him? And you might say, well, the essay's about him. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So, O'Neal, the Chicago native, I don't know where he's from. The father of 2. The former Laker player, I don't know, sorry. Just watch the repetition. Shaquille first mentioned how everyone doubted him and told him that he couldn't achieve tremendous marketing like other athletes because of his body type. So that made O'Neal, the Chicago native, the former Laker, the father of 2, the NBA All-Star, that kind of thing, want to prove everybody wrong. Shaquille explained that in order to compete in marketing, he had to use his strengths, which is his charisma as well as his humor, in his favor in order to be likable, this is one word, so that he could better help his marketing. He uses charisma and humor in commercials, movies like Looney Tunes, which is a comedy, and even hip-hop videos. Didn't he do rap videos at one point? So that everyone could see how funny he was, and that created a huge fan base in creating his marketing sales. Okay, so what I'm typing here is the E in pi, and what I mean by that is, how are his personal experiences important or significant? That's how you make sure that you're not just summarizing what it is that you watched. You're explaining the importance or the significance of the personal experience. All right, moving on. Bryant Gumbel also demonstrates how Shaquille improves his marketing by explaining that Shaquille meets with all his companies once a year and asks all the companies what they can improve on. So what is this in answering the prompt, addressing to the audience? So what is your point here, Henry? For example, he convenes his yearly Shack Summit, which is a gathering event where he strategizes with all his fellow CEOs. That's a strategy that not a lot of business moguls use, but Shaquille O'Neal finds that strategy to be successful. In his get-together with his company, Shaquille mentioned that he wants to focus on mainly selling products to middle-class people. He chose this strategy because his mother, Lucille O'Neal, punctuation, told him, "There is more middle class and there is spoiled rich brats like you, Shaquille." That's funny. Some products that he endorses for middle-aged people include sneakers, which go, and all these punctuation things that I'm mentioning, those are all lower order concerns, but I am mentioning those, which go for as little as $15, and also clothing, which sells at a reasonable price. Shaquille's business plan, selling to the middle class, sells so well that the New York marketing gurus, Salter and Woodhouse, gurus would not be capitalized, invested in 51% of Shaquille O'Neal's, I think it's probably O'Neal's, companies. All right, so the wording or the writing here is fine, Henry, but you don't have a point. So how does he do this? Does he interview Salter and Woodhouse? Does he interview his mother? Does he talk to these other CEOs? Does he take cameras to the Shack Summit? That's an example of what I'm talking about here. Shaquille's business partners, and this is just this right there, Shaquille business partners Salter and Woodhouse, who were interviewed, also mentioned that Shaquille was great at marketing. They back up their claim, this would be THEIR, they back up their claim by explaining that Shaquille often comes up with different ideas and strategies and invests a whole lot. Probably lot, period, or lot, semicolon, for example. If Shaquille O'Neal buys a product that he really likes in his daily life, he calls the owner of the product and asks if he can promote the product for a percentage of the company, and many companies have agreed upon a deal. One product that he really liked was a surveillance camera called Ring, which I have, and you might see it pop up here, comma. So he called up the owner, and he came to an agreement with the owner to be part of the owner. Owner. Watch the repetition. So then Shaquille started to promote the product with funny commercials. The product Ring was then sold by Shaquille and his business associates to Amazon for a hefty $1 billion. Shaquille O'Neal takes an extra step to achieve success, which is a great example on how he is one of the best athletes in marketing. Okay, that's fine, but you should be focusing on his use of interviews, Brian Gumbel's use of interviews, because here you're just summarizing what you watched or heard about. All right, so Brian Gumbel has found the perfect example to inform that any athlete, and not just the ones who have a great physique, can become successful in marketing. Brian Gumbel does a video where he gets many clips of interviews and examples. These are your points, Henry, so those need to be stated in the first line of those paragraphs that I was talking about, as well as he does a lot of research to back up his claim. What research did you mention? That would be your point. In Brian's video, he mentions the strategies that Shaquille used, like humor, being, B-E-I-N-G, involved with his companies, constantly investing and focusing on one specific type of clients. By Bryant Gumbel putting together all his resources, Gumbel has also succeeded in being very informative in his video. All right, so the writing here is okay, but you're missing the point where it's not Shaquille O'Neal's humor or being involved. It's what Gumbel does, the interviews, the examples, the research. So you missed the point of the prompt a little bit, and you also missed the research, which was part of it, which is where you go in or you go into any of the library databases and find out what other people have said about Shaquille O'Neal. That was in the prompt here. And I also mentioned it in my videos and my announcements, so not great. So you are allowed to revise one paper, and this may be it. As for your works cited page, every line after the first is tabbed over. It's called a hanging indent. And then it would actually be Gumbel, Bryant, the biggest man in advertising, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. So you have the information, but it's out of order. And then you need your own title. That's right. So this may be the one paper you're going to want to revise. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks.